play when you down on your isn't, right? Play this shit right here, resuscitate your pimping and get you right back on your mission, right? For you hoes, it's that shit you play when you ain't feeling like super hoe today. Play this shit right here to spark up your home and get you right back going, you dig? Dig this. Pimps for real, don't mistake it for fashion. The turf that birthed my reputation for mashing was the track with active, attractive hoes. Professional goers that attract the dough. Like magnets to metal, never settle. We scorching them bag bitches pedal for them portions. My horse win it all. Not the ones on the sideline wishing.
Wipe your feet off at the door when you step into a pimp's domain. You dig?
Down 7 below in the snow for dough. Over 120 in the sun for fun. They mash for hours, hooking baths, not showers. Bright and early, down and dirty for the cash and power. They gotta get the cash, the towers, and reach it all to a pimp. In my position, I'm all but exempt. These bras not wimps, I'm like a renegade bitches. BFF switches, but never getting paid bitches. Grenade bitches, they dynamite, blowing up on the pimpin' and missing when the time is right. But when they like get strike, they see pimpin' shining bright, but they action is life without bitch will strike you out. Oh, can't stop, won't stop, poppin' pimpin' nigga, can't stop, won't stop, smashing on these bitches nigga, can't stop, won't stop, poppin' pimpin' nigga, can't stop, won't stop, smashing on these bitches nigga, can't stop, won't stop, poppin' pimpin' nigga, can't stop, won't stop, smashing on these bitches nigga, can't stop, won't stop, poppin' pimpin' nigga, can't stop, won't stop, smashing on these bitches nigga. See that's the difference nigga, the pimpin' mashing for these bitches nigga, nothing like you master magician niggas, smoking mirrors with your game, hella extras to reflect the opposite appearance of a lane. Bitches coming from y'all, I can't rock the dough. 10-footed and wooded in them doctor shows. Sausage rituals, minute residuals, papers on life support, your loops and critical. Something I learned about with running my earn route. Get working with turnouts, is murdering burnouts. Knocking one of you niggas for a scar bitch. That's knocking one of you niggas for some garbage. I'm heartless regardless, empty with sympathy, but banked up to the max with pimpathy. No remedy for me, I'm like this. My life is vice grip, synced in permanent ink. You can't rewrite this. My blood type is P positive, beautifully deposited with a lot of it. I'm popping this shit, and when I pop it so hard. I make that trapping ass bad bitch wanna hold hard. Can't stop, won't stop, popping pimpin' nigga, can't stop, won't stop, smashing on these bitches nigga, can't stop, won't stop, popping pimpin' nigga, can't stop, won't stop, smashing on these bitches nigga, can't stop, won't stop, popping pimpin' nigga, can't stop, won't stop, smashing on these bitches nigga, can't stop, won't stop, popping pimpin' nigga, can't stop, won't stop, smashing on these bitches nigga. Come on, give it, man, pop that shit. Show these sucker niggas they can't stop that shit. Let these hookers know if they wanna cop that shit. Trip the bag like it's hot, bitch, and drop that shit. Yeah. And to you hoes, if you ever took a lost bitch, show these bitches how to bounce back like a boss bitch. Let them know that
they can't stop the game, man.
Just reach that paper to some pimpin' hoe and toss.
Wipe your feet off at the door when you step into a pimp's domain, man. Hit that like button, you dig?
Can't stop, won't stop, poppin' pimpin' nigga, can't stop, won't stop, smashing on these bitches nigga, can't stop, won't stop, poppin' pimpin' nigga, can't stop, won't stop, smashing on these bitches nigga, can't stop, won't stop, poppin' pimpin' nigga, can't stop, won't stop, smashing on these bitches nigga.
Today on Folks Alert, we have famous YouTuber Jason Wilridge, aka Freeze the Pimp. Mr. Wilridge was live on YouTube today when he got arrested by Los Angeles police officers. Shit. It's being speculated at this time that the Los Angeles Police Department is currently holding Mr. Wilridge for the federal agents who are on their way to come and pick him up. Stay tuned as we keep you all updated at Folks Alert. Ya bitch.
Hey, y'all already know that's coming, right? Y'all already know he finna make a video saying I got booked in LA and all this. So y'all already know it's coming, man. I just basically, I probably that was a spoiler alert. You know what I mean? I probably spoiled it for some of y'all. You know what I mean? Because some of y'all was going to be shocked and surprised when you see Folks Alert come with the video talking about famous YouTuber and pimp Jason Wilridge, aka Freeze the Pimp, got arrested by Los Angeles police officers who holding him for the FBI and all this old shit. Like, I just spoiled it for y'all because y'all would have seen it and y'all would have been like, damn, fuck, Freeze always getting into it, man. Damn, they always trying to get Freeze. I just spoiled it for you, man. You know what I mean? So, you know, Sinful got deported and Freeze is being held currently right now for the FBI. You know what I mean? That's what's going on in today's news in the game. You dig? So this ain't even real. This video right now, this ain't even real. I'm in jail right now. You know what I mean? But yeah, man. Y'all already know, man. If you have not, wipe your feet off at the door when you step into a pimp's domain. What I mean by that, hit that like button. You know what I mean? Don't track no Folks Alert dust up in here. Don't track no hater mud off your feet up in here. Don't track no sucker mud, no limousine mud, no husband mud, no simp mud. You know what I mean? No con artist mud. We don't want none of that shit tracked up in here, man. So when you come up in this motherfucker, wipe your feet off at the door. What I mean by that, hit that like button, step out the chat, hit that like button, come back to the chat, and we'll resume with this game. You dig? And once again, first order of business, man. We got to put this love in our body. You see how we got to combat the hate, man? The hate just be coming from so many different angles, man. But I appreciate the hate because it lets me know that I'm on the right path, man. I'm doing the right thing. You know, if I didn't have no hate coming my way, I probably would be a little worried, man. Like, damn, you know, am I doing the right shit? Once again, cheers to the game, and best of blessings to everyone in attendance and your loved ones as well. Yeah, man, we gotta keep this game purified with this love juice right here, man. And Blue Hundred, good looking with the $5 holler. They let you out the holding tank, P. I laughed my ass off. I'm glad you straight. Yeah, they let me out the holding tank, man. You know what I mean? But Folks Alert finna tell y'all, man, I'm booked right now. Jaleel Richards, good looking with the $13 holler, you dig? But yeah, man, you know, back to the subject at hand before Pimping was rudely and haterishly interrupted, you dig? We was talking about how attention is the new currency for a lot of these females out here in the game right now, man. And, you know, a lot of dudes that call themselves pimps have trick tendencies and don't even realize it. They don't even understand it, you know? They don't even understand what they involved in, the dynamics of it, how they being influenced by it, so on and so forth, man. And social media has set the stage for a lot of motherfuckers that call themselves pimps to have trick behavior and a trick nature about themselves, and they don't even understand that that's what it is, man. You know, like I was just saying a second ago, can you imagine a pimp, a known, respected pimp, right? Can you imagine him riding the blade, getting that hose, and every hoe that he get at, he throwing a few dollars their way in order to get their attention? You know what I mean? He trying to knock them by throwing a few dollars at them, right? That would be the craziest shit that you ever seen in the game. You'll be like, what the fuck? This how he campaigning? Hold on, did that motherfucker just throw a few dollars at my bitch? And every time he say something to a bitch, money is just shooting her way. Like, hey now, say now. Yeah, bitch, you know what I mean? You didn't come fuck with me, man. Choose up, not down, you know what I mean? Turn around, see what you're turning down. All of those type of shit. Every time he say words, money is just flying in this bitch's direction. Every time he get to popping it, you know what I mean? That would be crazy. But What cats don't understand is essentially that's what you doing with a lot of the shit that you do on social media with these bitches. You just feeding them, you shoving attention down their mouth. They can't even process all the attention that you giving them. It's just you just flooding them with so much of it. They can't even digest the shit. You know, they can't even break it down. You just shoving it down their throats faster than they can retain it, faster than they can consume it. And you know, it's pleasing to them. They feel the same way as real hoes feel when a trick is giving them money. That's the way a lot of these bitches feel. When you, every time they post something, you like and you giving multiple comments. You know what I mean? You commenting 2 or 3 times on every post that this bitch make. You know what I mean? It's like you quick draw McGraw. You damn near liking the shit before the bitch even posted. It's like a bat signal go up in the air, you know what I mean? Whenever the bitch posts something and you just immediately know how to like that shit within a split second of her posting something. You know, that's how a lot of motherfuckers is. Or like I said before, when a bitch go live, you can't wait to go live with her. You can't wait to get on her live. You can't wait for her to accept you on her live. You dig? A lot of this is trick-like behavior. It's trick-like conduct. You know, because once again, for a lot of these chicks, attention is more important to them than money. They don't think of it that way. They don't look at it that way. They don't, if you ask them what's more important, of course they're going to say money out of their mouths, but they're going to say attention with their behavior though. Their attention is going to tell you, or their behavior is going to tell you that attention is more important to them than money. Because they go harder for the attention than they do for the money. Seriously. If you just pay attention, they go harder for the attention than they do for the money. And you can't expect them to value pimping. You can't expect them to hold pimping to a high regard when you got all of these individuals that call themselves pimps and they just shoving attention down their throat. They don't even have to ask for it. You know? And man, you know, I'm of course I'm taking a break from social media right now, man, but you know, if more people understood what they was doing and more people understood the dynamics of social media and how it's influencing people, you know, they will be inclined to campaign in a different type of way. They will be inclined to do things to command the attention of bitches. You know, like me, it's just a fact, man. Like whenever I'm more active on social media, because even like right now, I done took a complete break from the shit. Like I've deleted all of the social media apps off of my phones. So I don't have any social media apps on my phones, right? But honestly, even when I did have the apps on my phones, I wasn't very active on there. I wasn't nearly as active as I used to be. Like Facebook, I was barely active on there. Snapchat, barely active on there. Twitter, almost never active on there. Instagram was probably the one that I was the most active on, but up until recently, I wasn't even really too active on there, and even recently, I still wasn't nearly as active as I used to be. Like a few years ago, you know, I was a lot more active. I guess because I had an Instagram page that got taken probably like 3-4 years ago, something like that. You know, on that Instagram profile, I was a lot more active. When they took that away from me, I kind of, you know, ever since then, I'm on there, but I'm not nearly as active as I was, right? But my point is, whenever I'm more active on social media, I get more attention from bitches. I get more bitches getting in my DM. I don't get in nobody's DM, right? Because I'm a pimp, and I want to give the impression, because it's the truth, I want to give the impression that my experience is something that's exclusive. My experience is something to be earned and valued. But if I don't treat myself like that, then no one else will treat me that way either. So I'm not going to be, you know, like essentially another car in a junkyard. Because that's how a lot of these bitches view niggas in their DM. You just another car in a junkyard. You know what I mean? Like I'm not that. You're not gonna have me as another car in your junkyard. I'm not gonna be another one of the many motherfuckers in your DM getting at you. That's just not, I just ain't into that, you know? And like I said, if more cats understood that a lot of the shit that they doing is trick-like behavior, they would just revamp their whole campaign. They would do things to command the attention of bitches, you know? And it's not just on social media neither. It's in the streets as well. You know, if you pay attention, right? If you listen to a lot of these bitches talk, you know, when they talk about getting sweated on the blade, it's like it's a bad taste in their mouth. Like, these niggas always pulling up and they always saying the same thing. They always hey now, say now, and they annoying. You know, it's different. It's different because, you know, the bitches that be down outside, they outlook on the pimping is different because the approach of the pimping is different. You know, like, to be honest with you, nowadays, man, I hardly even roll my window down. I'll be on the blade still. I'll be riding and I'll get at certain bitches, you know, but a lot of them won't even hear my voice. A lot of them won't even get my window to roll down. You know, because I don't want everybody. So I'm not just getting at everybody. You know? And if more cats had that approach, you know, the experience of a pimp would be better valued. You know, it should be you know, hoes should have the type of experience, or they should have the type of outlook like, damn, pimping just got at me. Damn. You know, like, because I can imagine when I say something to a bitch, right? The rest of the bitches be looking like, damn, what is it about her? Why did he say something to her? Like, he ain't roll the window down for none of us. He ain't say nothing to none of us. Like, damn, why is he getting at her? I wish he'll say something to me. You know, that's how it should be. It should be something that, you know, they look at and be like, damn, I wish I could have that. It shouldn't be a situation where, oh God, here come this nigga again. Damn, shit. I wish he'd go find something else to do. Like, he just bothering bitches out here. You don't want to be seen as a motherfucker that's bothering bitches. You know? Now, you know, acknowledgement is encouragement. So if you see a hoe acknowledge you, then that's her encouraging you to get at her. Right? And if you get at her and she playing games, then if she ain't trying to move on the action, then I mean that's just me. And that's what works for me. You dig? You know, I'm just coming totally different. And when bitches see a motherfucker ride past and you not saying nothing but you looking, you know, and that's what I pay attention to as well. You know, if I ride past and the bitch is just like, you know, first of all, her presentation got to be right. Like, I'm gonna pay attention to everything. I'm gonna pay attention to whether or not this hoe took quality time to have her appearance right when she stepped outside, versus, because some of them bitches, and see, that's the sad part. It's sad that, you know, the outlook on pimping has deteriorated so much that a bitch who looked like she just woke up and rolled out the bed and came to the blade feels like pimping is bothering her. You got bitches that really look like that. They look like they just woke up, they didn't wash their face, they didn't do nothing to their hair, they got some house shoes on, slippers, and they got a bullshit outfit on that they look like they probably slept in and woke up and came outside in. You know, a bitch like that don't deserve to hear nothing from a pimp. Only way I can see a pimp getting at a bitch like that is if, you know, you never know. She might have went through a situation where she lost everything, but you're gonna be able to tell though. This bitch ain't a bitch that's outside like that. She shouldn't have time to socialize. She shouldn't have time to, you know, sit around on her phone. Like, a bitch like that gonna be working hard. Because that's the only way that's understandable for a bitch to be outside just looking any kind of way, is if she just lost everything, or, you know, she went to jail, and when she went to jail, the shit that was left in her hotel room got thrown away because she was in jail for like a month or two or some weeks or whatever, and the hotel threw her shit away. So when she got out, she didn't have nothing, you know what I mean? And she had to, you know, just work with what was the shit that was on her back. And she, you know, she went for what she knew. She went straight to the blade, you know what I mean? And she trying to make something happen. That's the only way I can understand that. But a bitch that got, you know, got options and got things going on, and she coming outside looking like whatever, she don't even deserve to hear anything from a pimp. She shouldn't even be able to hear the music that's playing in your car. She shouldn't be able to hear your voice. She shouldn't have eye contact from you. You know what I mean? She don't deserve none of that. And, you know, motherfuckers contradict themselves, because on one hand, you saying you the prize and you the best pimp, and, you know what I mean, you a king and a boss and all of this shit, right? But at the same time, you approaching like a beggar with their cup out, hoping a motherfucker put some change in their cup. You approaching like, you know, own for the poor, you know what I mean? Like, that's how you approaching. You might as well have a cardboard sign, you know what I mean, that say, "We'll pimp for food." You know what I mean? Like, yo presence ain't a present, as Sinful like to say. You know, it's just you just giving it away for free. Like I said, you got that Chinese food to go menu pimping. You know, motherfucker just walk in, grab the menu, and keep going. It ain't got to do nothing for it. You know, the pimping is supposed to be exclusive. The pimping is supposed to be something that everybody knows that they can't just easily have. The pimping is supposed to be something that provokes a hoe to want to be better. You know, that's why a hoe should be getting at the pimping. A hoe should be getting at the pimping like, you know, pimping has provoked her to want to be better. You know, like, okay, I see how he move. I see the way he presents himself. I see how he conduct himself. You know, that's how a hoe should see a pimp and be like, yeah, you know, I really think that he got what it takes to make me better. I want to be better. And that's why I'm going to go fuck with him. I'm going to get my shit together before I even approach him. I'm going to have a respectable trap together. You know what I mean? I'm going to have my mind right. You know, I'm going to do everything in my power to be presentable to him so that I'm acceptable to him. I'm going to do everything in my power to pique his interest and make him want to accept me and make him want to fuck with my homie. I want to communicate to him that I want to be better, and I know that he can make me better. And at the same time, I want to be an asset to him. I don't want to come to the table empty-handed. I want to come to the table with something, and that something is more than just my money. You know, I want to be a good hoe for him. This is the type of thoughts that your conduct as the pimping should provoke in a bitch's mind. You know? It done been so many times, man, where I'll be in the store on the blade. It might be Circle K or 7-Eleven or CVS or something like that. You know what I mean? And I'm suited and booted. You know what I mean? Clean as a motherfucker. Obviously the pimping. And it be hoes in that motherfucker, and I don't say nothing to none of them. You know? Then they see me get in my car and smash around the blade. You know? And they might, by chance, just so happen to catch me interacting with one of my hoes, and they see the way she look and the way she moving and how she ain't socializing with everybody and how she always in a hoe's place, which is in the trick's face. This is how you campaign when you outside. You know, because when I move like that, bitches is looking like, damn. First of all, he ain't got no skinny jeans on that's hanging halfway off his ass. He dressed like a grown-ass pimp. Then second of all, you know, he ain't hey now, say now, you know what I mean? And all this old shit. And, you know, I was right there in his face in the store. You know what I mean? I was standing in line behind him, or he was standing in line behind me, and he ain't even say nothing to me. Then I seen him sliding around like, damn, what's up with him? He don't even roll his window down. I know he's some pimping. You know, he's different than everybody else. He not out here thirsty. He not out here desperate. You know, he's different. This is supposed to be natural shit for a pimp. You know? And, you know, I just value my time. Like I said, you only got 1,440 minutes within a day. You got to spend them 1,440 minutes wisely. And when you value yourself and you value your time, you're going to use it wisely. There's a such thing as commanding a hoe's attention. Commanding by your conduct. You know, by the way that you present yourself and conduct yourself, you're going to command the hoe's attention. You dig? Where hoes is getting at you. Because on the real, man, like, bitches, they play with motherfuckers all the time, right? When they got so many different dudes feeding them attention, they play with motherfuckers all the time. And they can tell what they able to do with a motherfucker by how much attention they giving them, right? And bitches play with motherfuckers all the time. They might see you in their DM all the time, right? You constantly in their DM. She ain't giving you no rhythm. She ain't giving you no conversation, right? And she see you like constantly in her DM. She's saying to herself like, you know what? I bet he'll give me a plane ticket. I bet he'll give me a plane ticket to where, because he want me to say something to him so bad. He always in my DM. And I don't acknowledge him at all. I don't even open his messages, let alone leave them on red. He always saying something to me. I bet you he'll buy me a plane ticket. Oh, and he in Miami too? I want to go to Miami. I ain't never been out there. You know what I mean? And my girl said she gonna plug me with the manager at the strip club out there. She gonna get me hired. You know what I mean? All I gotta do is make it out there. You know what? I'm gonna use him to get me out there. You know, then, you know, the bitch, she played a role acting like she wanna fuck with you and all this old shit, and you pay for the motherfucking ticket to get the bitch over there. Then when she get over there, she MIA. She done blocked you and everything. I've seen this happen before. This has happened in real life. You know what I mean? And I know that it doesn't happen plenty of times that I don't know about. You know? But this is how bitches see you when you constantly feeding them attention. When you constantly feed them attention, they looking at it like, oh, this is a trick. I could play with him. I can get him to trick on me. You know what I mean? And just like how they play tricks, you know how bitches will tell a trick like, oh, damn, I need my phone bill paid. You know? Or shit, I got a lot going on around here. I'm just trying to get home. I need a plane ticket to get home. My mom is sick back home and I just want to go tend to my mother. I want to be around her while she's sick. Oh, where's home at? New York. How much is the ticket? I don't know, but I can find out. Okay, I looked it up. The ticket is $275. Oh, okay, I got you. Hoes do this with tricks all the time. And they know that they can do this with a trick because the trick has communicated to them in one way or another that they really, 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 really want this hoe's attention. Right? And a lot of dudes that call themselves pimps, you might think that you campaigning, you might think that you presenting some pimping to this bitch, but how special are you if you just another motherfucker in her DM? This bitch got rappers in her DM. She got athletes in her DM. She got entertainers, actors in her DM, singers. This bitch got everybody in her motherfucking DM. Hustlers, dope boys. She got everybody in her DM. Comedians. Everybody is in this bitch's DM. Telling her what they think she wants to hear. How are you any different? And you might be saying something totally different than what them motherfuckers are saying in the DM, but if you just another motherfucker in her DM, then how is she gonna be able to separate game from lame and pay attention to you? And then you always in her DM. It ain't just every once in a while. Every time she look up, she got a new message from you. What makes you think she gonna hold you to a high regard? Hey, listen, man. Pimping is supposed to be exclusive, man. Pimping is supposed to be an exclusive experience for a bitch. And see, like I said, command language, right? There's a way that you can command this bitch's attention. Hey, listen, man, she shouldn't be seeing nothing else in her explore section or her timeline that resembles anything that you got going on, right? Your campaign is supposed to have a different effect on her. Your pictures, your videos, the shit that you post, it's supposed to have a different effect on her. That's what the pimping do. It's been times where, see, a pimp gonna play chess. A pimp gonna sit back and observe and pay attention and put together a master plan on how to knock certain bitches, right? And there's been times where I've knocked certain bitches on social media, and I don't even knock bitches a lot on social media, right? But there's been times when I've knocked certain bitches on social media, and the reason why is because I was tactical with that shit, right? Like, I remember a specific time where there was a bitch that everybody was in her face. Everybody was in her DM. Everybody was in her inbox. Everybody was like thirsty to have this bitch, right? But at the same time, see, motherfuckers be so busy trying to have a bitch, they don't even pay attention to the signals that bitches put out, right? Like this particular bitch that I'm talking about, she would describe what type of pimp she wanted, you know what I mean? And this is why it pays to just be on top of your shit and have your shit in order. You know what I mean? Like, I paid attention to what this bitch would say in her statuses. And she would say shit like, you know, I want my next folks to be somebody that's healthy, you know, because I'm living a healthy lifestyle and I want them to live a healthy lifestyle too. So me, you know what I mean? I'm already naturally posting shit with me at the gym, shit with me at Whole Foods, you know what I mean? But I might put it on a little bit thicker, you know, and make sure that she sees it, you know? And that's just an example of various things along those same lines that I was doing to get this bitch's attention, you know? And before you know it, next thing you know, the bitch is in my inbox. The bitch getting at me. She got all these other niggas getting at her. She gets at the one who doesn't get at her. Because I never got in her inbox or her DM. She got in mine. While she got all these other niggas getting in hers. The reason why she got in mine and she didn't get in none of them's because they didn't know how to campaign. They didn't pay attention to the bitch. They didn't pay attention to what she was communicating. They didn't pay attention to what was on her mind. All they see is a bitch who they think gonna give them some money and who they probably want to fuck on. So they feeding her with attention. They doing this with attention. They making it rain. They got the attention gun. You know how they got the make it rain gun where they press the trigger and it just, they doing that with the attention. They making it rain on this bitch with attention because they not paying attention to her. She basically giving you the ammunition to knock her down with. But they not even paying attention to the ammunition because only thing they can comprehend is giving this bitch attention. And they think they popping some pimping. They think they putting some pimping in her face and all this old shit. But really, you just putting attention in her face. That's it. You know? Hey, listen, man. It's 280 y'all in here. It's 137 of y'all that wiped your feet off at the door, man. Hey, listen. Do a pimp a favor, man. Because I know some of y'all probably done track some of that bullshit mud on your feet up in here, man. You know? You probably was in a live earlier that was hosted by a sucker. You probably seen a video earlier that was posted by a hater. You know what I mean? And now you tracking that bullshit up to a pimp's domain. Hey, step out the chat. Go over there. Hit that like button, man. Step back into the chat and we're going to resume with this game. You dig? I appreciate y'all. Hold up. Balance, as always, good looking with the $100 holla. You dig? Peace and prosperity. Yes, indeed. Peace and prosperity to you as well. But yeah, man, you know, and see, like I said, man, it's just a beautiful thing to have the mindset of adding value to yourself and adding value to other people, right? Now, when you add value to yourself, it's gonna help you present things that'll let hoes know that you can add value to them too, right? Like when you educate yourself, you adding value to your mind, right? When you soaking up game, when you reading books, you listening to audio books, you listening to people like I mentioned earlier, Tony Robbins, and you know, you listening to people like Malcolm X and Louis Farrakhan, so on and so forth, you know, and different motivational speakers and things like that. When you feeding yourself knowledge, reading the scriptures, all of that, you know what I mean? When you feeding yourself knowledge and putting game into your mind, you making deposits of value into yourself. You making yourself more valuable every time you put knowledge in your mind, right? So when you communicate, when you talk, you're going to a lot of times express the knowledge that you done put into your mind. Trust me, when you read more and you educate yourself on a regular basis, your communication is a whole lot better. Your articulation is a whole lot better. You're going to use better words. You're going to have a broader vocabulary. You're going to communicate a whole lot more eloquently, right? And people are going to be able to tell the difference between you and another motherfucker that's just talking like they got some game, but they really don't. It's going to be a clear, distinct difference. And a real hoe that can recognize value is going to say to herself, like, you know what? He different. That motherfucker really got some game. He has value that I can benefit from. He can add value to my life as well. Right? That's how you campaign. That's how you command hoes to get at you. Your whole presentation is different. Your whole campaign is different. When you add value to yourself and you express yourself, that value is going to shine through. You know, on the contrary, if you a motherfucker that never educates yourself and don't never soak up game and you don't expand your game, you don't expand your knowledge ever, you just a motherfucker that you egotistically think you the shit and you get to popping it, but you're not really expressing any value. No value is being expressed from you because you ain't putting no value into yourself. Hoes is gonna recognize that too. You know, they gonna say to themselves like, this motherfucker just pretending. Matter of fact, let me unfollow him because he ain't got no game. You know? Or when you exercise and feed yourself the right type of nutrients, you feed your body the right way, and you exercise your body accordingly, right? You add a value to your physical body. So your physical appearance that value is going to be expressed when people look at you. You communicating with your appearance, like I've talked about before. You speaking with your appearance. And what you speaking with your appearance is that you add value to your physical appearance on a daily basis. You dig? That's what you communicating. So hoes is gonna see that as well. Like, damn, you know what? This motherfucker, he's adding value to his body on a daily basis. I can see that. You know, I need to get in shape too. I need to add some value to my body too. I know he can help me with that because it's obvious by the way he speaks with his appearance that he does that on a regular basis. I need to do that too. These are just some examples, man. You know, and like I said, when you add in value to yourself, hoes is going to recognize that value that you add to yourself, and they're going to see how they can benefit from that value, and also it's going to provoke them to want more for themselves. And it's going to provoke them to be better so that they reciprocate in some sort of way that same type of energy with you. Because they understand that ain't no such thing as something for nothing. So they going to want to add some type of value to you as well. And when you add the type of value to yourself that money can't buy, see, when you educate yourself, that's something that takes more than just money to do. You can't just pay some dollars somewhere and you just got a whole bunch of game in your head now. You can't, you can. I forget what that shit is called, where motherfuckers be having that, them fake muscles and shit like that, you know, where they spend some money and now they got muscles in their body, or, you know what I mean? You go spend some money and have, you know, weight loss surgery or some shit like that. But it's a totally different effect when you in the gym working out every day. You know what I mean? As a man and as a pimp. You dig? This is something that you can't fake, right? And this is something that takes more than just money to have. So, synthol, that's right, that's what that shit is called. But basically my point is, when your body is right, you communicating to people that you have a certain type of value within yourself that money can't buy. When your mind is right and you speak, you communicating to people that you have more value about yourself mentally than what money can buy. So a hoe with some sense, she's gonna understand that, damn, you know what, this motherfucker, I know he got high standards. I know that he's not just gonna accept any kind of bitch with some money. She gonna have to have her mind right. She gonna have to have, you know, respect for herself, for the game, and for the pimping. She gonna have to have her shit in order. She ain't gonna be able to just come to him any kind of way with just because she got some money. Nah, that's a seasoned pimp. I gotta get my shit together as well as get my money together before he even fucks with me. I know it. I know he ain't just got any kind of bitches over there. So this is what happens when you add value to yourself on a regular basis. And this is the type of effect that all pimps should have on hoes when they present themselves in campaign on social media, when they present themselves in campaign down and around in the flesh, whether it's on the strip, on the carpet, or on the blade, wherever they present themselves, man, they should present themselves as somebody different, as somebody who's not easy to have, as somebody who's not gonna just make it rain with attention on their motherfucking ass. No, you're gonna have to do something for my attention. I'm really some pimping. I don't just squander my attention off, you know, to anybody that just look good. No. And I pay attention before I just accept any old kind of bitch. So I'm not thirsty. So I'm not just showering bitches with attention. Nah, it takes something for a bitch to get in with me. Yeah. I'm in the quality. This is what a pimp should be communicating to hoes, man. You know, this is the type of effect that a pimp should have. You dig? That's why I said, man, you know, it's just a beautiful thing when you get into a zone, man, because I'm in a zone right now, man. And now more than ever, I value my time. And I'm not perfect. I still got room for improvement as far as how I value my time. But I got my mind right, and I'm so serious about my time. And I just can't bless any and everybody with my time. I have to understand and know that who I bless with my time is worthy of my time. That it makes sense for me to spend just a minute on them. It got to make sense. And a lot of times when you just see a bitch that look good on social media and you don't really know nothing about this bitch except that she look good and she might say that she a hoe. If you don't take time to learn anything about this bitch, you might as well be shooting in the dark. And who gonna do that? Who wants to spend hours out of their day shooting in the dark at different bitches? Who wanna do that? Not somebody that values their time. You know, I want my shots to be effective. I'm not shooting in the dark. I'm shooting to kill. I'm shooting to hit my target. And I want to make sure that when I shoot my shot, it's effective. You know? So that motherfuckers see, like, you don't want to be one of them pimps in hoes conversations Because you got to understand, hoes talk. And they compare notes and all that type of shit. You don't want to be one of them type of motherfuckers like bitches is down and around somewhere or they live together having a conversation and girl, such and such was in my DM talking about come home and da-da-da-da. And oh, girl, he was in my DM too. And then, you know, you got bitches in the comment section in the chat like, girl, he was in my DM too. Laugh out loud and all this other type of shit. And they just laughing at the shit that you said in the DM. And, you know, they laughing at the fact that all of them got messages from your motherfucking ass. You know, you don't want to be one of them type of dudes. You want to be one of them type of motherfuckers like, girl, pimping such and such got in my DM. Damn, for real? That's crazy, because I got in his DM and he didn't even open my message. Or I got in his DM and he left me on red. He didn't even respond to me. He got in your DM? Damn. This is the way that you want your pimping to be talked about. That's how you want your pimping to be talked about, man. You want it to be talked about like it's something special. Not something that, you know, a motherfucker just pick up and throw away whenever they, you know, because they don't value the shit because it was given to them for free. Nah, you want your pimping to be seen as something special, man. And again, that takes time. That takes you investing in yourself. That's what that takes. You know what I mean? Take time, invest in your pimping, man. You know, that's one thing that I learned from a veteran partner when I was young in the game, man. And that was, you know, work on your pimping every day. This is an old motherfucker that I like, you know, when I was like, I met him when I was about 25 and he was in his late 50s, pushing 60, right? Or somewhere up in there, man. And at that age, he was a hard-working motherfucking pimp. He stayed getting at new hoes. You know what I mean? When we would go out and campaign, he wouldn't let too much time at all go by without getting at bitches. You know what I mean? But, you know, he would read and he would, you know, pay attention to, you know, current events and things like that. And that's something that he used to always say, man. He's like, man, you got to work on your pimping every day. You got to work on your pimping every day. And if you look at your pimping as something that you got to work on every day, then, you know, that's you adding value to yourself. That's you adding value to your pimping. And if you treat your pimping as something that you got to work on every day, other people are going to see that value in you. Because you got a lot of motherfuckers in the game, man, that do not work on pimping at all. The only way that they might work on their pimping is by talking to a bunch of bitches. And you might get a little bit better at communicating if you constantly getting at different bitches all the time. But, you know, you should want to invest in yourself and educate yourself and, you know, shoot your shot the right way. Everybody don't deserve your time. You know, and the pimping ain't supposed to appear thirsty at all. You don't never want to appear to be thirsty and you some pimping. Pimping and thirst ain't got nothing to do with each other. Pimping and thirst is like, you know, it just don't mix. That shit don't go together. You don't never want your pimping to appear to be thirsty. But a lot of motherfuckers in the game, you appear to be a thirsty motherfucker. You know, and if you appear to be a thirsty motherfucker, you need to reevaluate yourself. You know, I would rather be seen as an arrogant, pompous motherfucker than a thirsty motherfucker. You know, because bitches can never say that Freeze is thirsty. Bitches might say that Freeze is arrogant. Bitches might say that Freeze is stuck up. And, you know, bitches that don't like the fact that I don't get at them, they might say that, you know, they might perpetuate the lies that's being told about me. you know, because you got a lot of bitches that do that type of shit, you know, and that's what I had to learn for myself, right? Because everybody hates being lied on, man. Let me show y'all something that I learned and how I had to tighten up with my own pimping, right? You know, we all hate being lied on, man. And the majority of us, we want to address lies when they being told on us, right? And y'all probably seen a video that I did a few months ago when bitches was lying on me, saying that I had HIV and all this old shit, right? It was like a little group of bitches that was live together and they was all lying on me and shit, right? And when I seen that shit, when it was brought to my attention, I was upset. So I addressed it. But one thing that I had to remind myself of is that I'm not the average motherfucker. So when I address certain things, I bring a lot more attention to it than needs to be, right? I should have never addressed that shit because the volume of it was on zero. The volume of that shit was probably like 0.5 at the loudest, right? The volume of that shit was almost unheard. But when I addressed it, I put the volume on 10. Before I addressed it, a lot of y'all didn't even know that them bitches was lying on me because they don't have no volume, right? So I should have never addressed it because of that. Because I bring a lot more attention to the shit that needs to be. But as well as that, what I had to learn was that bitches lie on me because they can't have me. Bitches lie on me because I don't fit the mold of all of these thirsty niggas that call themselves pimps. And they wish I did. A lot of these bitches wish I was another thirsty ass nigga in their DM. But because I'm not, I gotta be stuck up. Because I'm not another thirsty nigga in these bitches DM, I gotta be the motherfucker that think he too good for these bitches. So, fuck Freeze. You know what I mean? With his stuck up ass. He boring anyway. He don't smoke, he don't drink. Fuck him. Fuck Freeze. He think he better than a bitch because I do a little line here and there. You know what I mean? Bitches who I ain't never even had a conversation with. They mad at me because they really want me to be another thirsty. See, if I was another thirsty nigga in their DM, I wouldn't be nobody to lie on. I wouldn't be nobody to talk about. But because I'm not that, and they know that they can't have nothing to do with me, the only way that they can have something to do with me is if they create some sort of controversy with me. You know? So that's what they do. You know, these bitches create controversy with a pimp. Because that's the only way they can have something to do with me. 9 times out of 10, if they just try to start a conversation with me, they don't know how to really do that, so it's going to come off wrong, and I'm not going to engage. 9 times out of 10. It ain't got nothing to do with me being stuck up or anything like that. It's just they don't know what they're doing. Hold on. Let me get something together real quick. Okay, hold up. I think I might have missed somebody else's super chat. I'm not sure, but Neck of the Woods updated. Good looking with the $5 holla. Blessings, P. Blessings to you as well. Appreciate you. Hold on. Hold up. load up. Okay, yeah, so but yeah, that's something that I had to bear in mind when it comes to certain individuals. And see, niggas is the same way too. You know, a lot of these niggas start shit with me. You know, I just be having fun roasting these niggas though, because I like speaking the facts on certain motherfuckers, because it can be a teachable moment for the young pimping, you know, and for a young hoe too, you know. So that's why I goes in on certain individuals, man, that call themselves pimps, man. You know, that's why I make examples out of them, because it's game involved, right? And it can help the game as a whole become better, add value to a motherfucker, right? But a lot of these dudes that call themselves pimps, I hate to say it, but they move just like some of these hoes, because hoes do that with motherfuckers like me. They know that they can't have nothing to do with me, so they create some sort of controversy with me, because it's a desperate move. It's a move in desperation. They think that that's the only way that they're gonna have something to do with me. If I talk shit about Freeze, if I tell a lie about Freeze, you know what I mean, then, you know, I can get some attention from him, because he arrogant. He don't be talking to just every bitch. You know, he think he too good for hoes. So I can't get no conversation out of him. But if I tell a lie on him or something like that, yeah, he'll talk to me then. That's the approach of some of these hoes, right? And some of these niggas is like that too. You know, some of these niggas want to be a pimp's partner so bad. Some of these niggas want to be able to chop it up with the pimp so bad. Some of these niggas want to be able to campaign with a pimp so bad. They want to be able to say that the pimp is their friend so bad, right? But they know that they just know that you know, y'all don't have compatibility. Like, they know that they don't fit with you. They know that you won't never be cool with them, because deep down inside, a lot of these dudes know that they suckers, right? And deep down inside, they know that y'all not on the same level. You know, we don't see it like that as the pimping, because the pimping really looks at things as though, you know, it's no big eyes or little U's in the game, right? So we don't see ourselves as bigger than this individual or that individual or whatever. Like, we don't carry the game like that, right? But you got certain motherfuckers that they call themselves the pimping, but they feel inferior to certain pimps, but they want to be cool with that pimp. But because they know that they'll never be cool, because they might have some sucker type ways about themselves, the only thing that they can do is create controversy with a pimp. That's the only thing that they can have in common with a pimp, is controversy. You know, and like I said, one thing I had to remind myself of is that when these individuals tell lies on me and shit like that, their volume is almost unheard. Their volume is little. Their volume is so small. So when they lie on me, I should just let them be. All right, such and such lied on me. Oh well. You know what I mean? So what? Oh, such and such lied on me. So what? You know, like, it shouldn't matter. But certain individuals, like I said, at the same time, I like to have fun. So I'm gonna roast certain motherfuckers, right? But certain individuals don't even deserve to be roasted. They just deserve to be ignored. That's it. That's all they get from me, is being ignored. You know, zero acknowledgement. Right, exactly. You know what I mean? Like Tyrone Davis said, man, eagles don't flock with buzzards. And that's really what it is, man. You know what I mean? I'm glad you said that, because motherfuckers see an eagle way up there at an altitude that they can't reach. You know what I mean? The turkeys can't even get off the ground. They need binoculars to see the eagle. You know what I mean? The buzzards, they off the ground and they looking up, but the altitude that they looking up at, they can't get there. They know they can't fly up there, you know? So the only thing they could do is, you know what I mean? They could spit at the motherfucking eagle, but even the spit ain't gonna reach an eagle. You know what I mean? They could try to, you know, throw a rock or something up there, but that shit ain't gonna reach the eagle, man. But they try to do things to make the eagle come down to their altitude, because they can't go up to the eagle's altitude, so they gotta get the eagle to try to come down to them. You know what I mean? Or the turkeys, they'll get to talking shit on the ground, you know what I mean, about the eagle, you know, because they know they can't never get up there where the eagle is at. You know? So they gonna spread lies about the eagle. They gonna talk shit about the eagle to try to get the eagle to come down to the ground and be like, the fuck you turkeys say about me, man? Why you turkeys down here talking about an eagle, man? What's wrong with y'all? The eagle look crazy. Now you look like one of the turkeys. You know, now it's different if the eagle just stay up there in the sky and be like, man, you look at these little motherfucking turkeys down there on the ground, man, talking shit about fly-ass eagle, man. These motherfuckers just jealous, you know what I mean? They jealous because they fat and their wings is too motherfucking small to get their turkey ass up off the ground, man. You know what I mean? Then you got the motherfucking buzzards, man. You know, they do a little bit of flapping and they do a little bit of flying, you know, but they just mad they can't reach the same altitude as us fly-ass motherfucking eagles, man. That's why them buzzards come together in flocks. And they got to do their thing in flocks, you know what I mean? Because they know they can't get up here and do what we do way the fuck up here. You know what I mean? Yeah, man. So it's cool sometimes for an eagle to look down and talk shit from where he at, you know, but you don't ever want to come down to where the turkeys and the buzzards is at, man. You dig? But she chose Sosa. Good looking with the $10 holler, you dig? Thank you for the message. You're welcome, man. I appreciate you. But yeah, man, you know, I just want the outlook of the pimping to be restored. You know, like I say, we've always had every type of individual in the game. The type of sucker shit that you see going on in the game, the type of unpimpish behavior you see going on, like none of it is new. It has always been around, but the volume of it has never been as much as it is now. You know, and it's sad because you got a lot of cats that understand the game. They understand what pimp conduct is and what pimp conduct ain't. But yet and still, like I said, you got cats that try to fit in because they don't add value to themselves. So they don't know how to let their value shine and speak for them and command people to want to fuck with them, right? So they on some can't beat them, join them type shit. A lot of motherfuckers, right? That's really what a lot of cats is doing in the game right now. Can't beat them, join them. But that ain't how a pimp move. You know, like I talked about earlier. Pattern recognition, pattern utilization, pattern creation. For those of y'all who wasn't here the first time I went live earlier, you know, like I said earlier today, I was watching an interview with Tony Robbins and Tom Bilyeu. And Tom was interviewing Tony, and I can't remember his exact words, but hold on. I can't even do that. I can't remember his exact words, but he asked him something to the effect of, you know, what's the most important thing for human beings to know in today's times, right? And Tony Robbins was like, you know, I've interviewed and studied a lot of successful people, and one thing I recognize that they all know is that, or that they all have about themselves, they have 3 skills. They have pattern recognition. They know how to recognize patterns in the world, patterns in business, You know, pattern utilization, once they recognize the patterns that exist in the world and in business and in society and things like that, they know how to utilize the patterns. And then 3, you know, you have people that create patterns, talented people, you know, whether it's a talent with music, a pattern that you create with music, a pattern that you create with entertainment, a pattern that you create with business. You know what I mean? So pattern recognition, pattern utilization, pattern creation, right? These are things that you should understand as the pimping. And like I said, we might not articulate it that way, but subconsciously, this is shit that the pimp know. You know, pimp gonna pay attention to trends and patterns and shit in the game. You know, you should want to understand patterns that existed in the game before your time. You should want to understand patterns that have existed in the game within your time in the game. Recognize those patterns so you can utilize the patterns. Right? And then also you can create patterns. Once you understand and recognize patterns and how to utilize those patterns, from there you can create them. Because you know how these patterns come to be. You know what makes people follow certain patterns in the game. So from there you can create patterns. But see, like I said, this is shit that comes when you invest in yourself and you add value to yourself and you have the mindset of adding value to others. You know, that's ultimately what you should want to do, man. You should want to be adding value to other people. Because that's ultimately what the pimping do. The pimping adds value to the young ladies under his leadership. You know, pimping add value to the young pimps that he rub elbows and chop game with. You know, pimping adds value to his family members. You know, because that's just what men do. A man that's a leader, you're going to add value to people, man. We're going to go ahead and chop this game up for a little bit longer, a few more minutes. But there are 236 of y'all in here, but only 222 of y'all have wiped your feet off at the door, man. Do a pimp a favor. Wipe your feet off at the door when you step into a pimp's domain. Hit that like button one time, man. Step out the chat, step outside, go back to the door, man. Wipe your feet off at the door, step back inside to the chat, and we'll resume with this game, you dig? But yeah, man, the bottom line is, man, you know, again, patterns. One pattern that a pimp should recognize in the game is that attention holds the same value with a lot of these chicks in the game as money. Attention for a lot of these chicks is more valuable to them than money. They hold attention to a higher regard. They do more for attention than what they do for money. Attention makes them feel better getting that than getting money makes them feel. So if you understand that, then just like you're not going to spend no money tricking on a bitch in order to knock a bitch, you're not going to spend too much attention in order to knock a bitch. You're not going to make it rain with attention in order to knock a bitch. You're not going to do that. You dig? So, you know, invest in yourself, man. Recognize the value that you already have in yourself. Because if you really some pimping, man, you already got some value in yourself. You just got to add to it. And when you add value to yourself, you know, that's going to have your self-esteem right. Because I talked about that the other day. Self-esteem, man. You know, a pimp is going to have his self-esteem in order. You know, he going to have some self-discipline about himself, and he going to be able to withstand pressure. But the other ones, you know, is a whole different conversation. But the self-esteem part, man. When you add value to yourself, your self-esteem is going to be intact. And when your self-esteem is right, you're not going to be moving in a thirsty fashion. You're not going to be moving like everybody else. You're not going to get lost in the shuffle of niggas breaking their neck trying to get at a bitch. Like I said, you're not going to be another car in the junkyard. Like a lot of these dudes is just another nigga in the bitch DM. You're not going to be just another one. You're going to be the one that the bitch wish would get in her DM. You're going to be the one riding around that the bitch wish would roll his window down and say something to her. You're going to be the one at the bar that the bitch wish would walk up to her and say something to her in her ear. This is who you should want to be as the pimping. You know, pimping supposed to be something that's like, wow, I can't believe he said something to me. Wow, I can't believe he got in my DM. Wow, I can't even believe he followed me. Damn, he liked to post my shit. That's the effect that the pimp is supposed to have, man. So let that marinate on your mind one time. We're gonna go ahead and wrap this up. Let me finish off this love. If you ain't wiped your feet off at the door, please do so before you get up out of here. As always, I appreciate y'all for tuning in. I appreciate your comments, your shares. I appreciate you subscribing and hitting the bell when you subscribe. I appreciate the super chats. I appreciate the cash apps. I appreciate the support in every which way that you come with it. You dig? If y'all out moving around, please do so in a safe fashion, man. Freeze is it. I'll holla.